Howdy! This here's Professor U.D. Guru. Coming to you from the Philippines, actually. And that's actually part of the story because the name of this here movie is Toilet Paper is Stupid. And I can tell you, when I first came here to get married to my online sweetheart, which was about almost 20 years ago, nobody had warned me that the use of TP is generally not a very good idea in the Philippines because, just because of the plumbing situation, you might say. I'm not an expert on plumbing, but what was really strange, after I got used to the idea of, let's put it this way, toilet paper does not get you clean. That's the big dirty secret. Yeah. And I'm not going to go into any detail. You probably kind of know because you've been trying to use it for a long time, and you kind of secretly know, but you're not telling anybody that it just doesn't work. Okay. But about 4 years ago, we had this little situation, which I call co-voodoo because that's how I feel about it. And my first clue that something was going on was I look at my YouTube feed or whatever they call it, and it's all this stuff about Americans freaking out and buying up all the toilet paper. I said, well, what for? Why are they buying up all the toilet paper? That doesn't make any sense. And, and guess what? It still doesn't make any sense. And most things about co-voodoo, I call it the 2 years of flu season, most things about co-voodoo and the co-voodoo overreaction don't make sense, but we'll make a movie about that some other time. This here's just going to be a short little movie, hopefully devoid of too much detail. Let me go get something I wanted to show you. Hang on. I'll come right back. Alright, I'm back. This is what they call a water scoop. In the local language, it's called kabot. That's a water scoop. You can see how big it is compared to my hand. You can get them bigger ones. Okay, I'm trying to think of how to describe this without going into too many graphic details that you don't even want to know about. But there's three main parts of this. One is a bucket with water in it. Comfort room, CR. In America, they used to call it a bathroom or a restroom, but here we call it a comfort room. So you need a bucket and a way to fill it up, and a water scoop, and a floor drain. Those are the three main elements, other than, obviously, a bar of soap and two hands. It does require hands. Let me tell you something. Here's the thing that people don't realize. When your hands are covered with soap, and you touch something, your skin isn't touching nothing. The soap is touching something. Okay, there's a layer of soap, and it's a pretty good film. You're not really touching anything with your hands. You're touching something with your soap. So basically, you do your business. You know how to do that. You've been doing it your whole life. If you don't know how to do it, or if you forgot, well, I got me a movie that I previously made on how I cured chronic constipation with, kefir. I cured constipation in 1 day, chronic constipation. The first day I started drinking kefir. So yeah, that's how I did it. I don't know how you're going to do it. But basically, you want to get that left hand wet in the bucket, and grab that bar of soap and get soap all over that left hand. And in your right hand, you pick up your water scoop and get it full of water. And then you kind of raise up a little bit off of the toilet chair, I would get rid of the seat at this point because I'd rather not pour anything on the seat itself. So you're kind of propped up above the bowl, and in your left hand you reach back there, and in your right hand you carefully move it so it doesn't spill water on the dog, because I got a dog next to my toilet. She's got 4 babies, and she lives in the outhouse until her babies get big. I've got 7.5 dogs, and most of them are females because I can't get rid of them. Nobody wants them, but so I got me lots of dogs. So I'm careful not to spill any water on the dog. Even though there is a floor drain, I'd rather not spill too much water on the dog or the puppy. So reach back there with both hands. One of them got soap and the other one got water. You can guess about the rest, and that's the part that Americans, maybe other people in other countries too, think is just like it's just unimaginably horrible. Because that's what TP is for. No, TP is stupid. It does not get you clean. I'm telling you how to get yourself clean, and you walk around feeling happy because you know you're clean. Yeah, it's true. I've been doing this for 20 years. I know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, you basically use your soapy fingers and you pour water over the whole situation while you're doing it. Then you grab another another scoop of water, big scoop of water, and you rinse it off again, and then you stand up, sort of stand up if you want to, whatever, and you get another scoop and pour it over that left hand into the bowl. And then I'm telling you how I do it. Obviously, you're going to think this through for yourself. I grab the soap with my right hand, and I get soap all over my right hand. Now, at this point, the poopy hand has not touched the soap and never will. Okay, that's important. It's important to me. I don't know how Filipinos do it because nobody ever got down and showed me how, you know what I mean? I kind of had to figure this out for myself, so this is my routine. So I get soap all over my right hand, and I use my right hand, which is now very soapy, to clean my left hand again. Okay, and then I dump 2 buckets, 2 scoopfuls of water on my left hand. I dump 2 scoopfuls of water on my right hand. Nothing goes in the bucket, same thing. Baldy's what they call it here. Everything goes in the toilet bowl, and that pretty much takes care of it. There's no smell. There's nothing under my fingernails. You want to keep your fingernails short. If you have longer fingernails, then I don't know what's wrong with your brain, but you might want to not have long fingernails. The fingernails are the dirtiest part of your body. You don't want to have longer fingernails. Well, maybe you do want it. I can't tell you what you want. Anyways, I wouldn't suggest having long fingernails, but I do suggest having a floor drain in your comfort room. And I suggest having a baldy and a way to fill it up and a water scoop. And I suggest never using toilet paper except when you're at the mall, which you pretty much don't have any choice when you're outside of the house. So, if you're living in the Philippines, I always carry some folded up pieces of TP with me in a what they call a cellophane here. It's a little plastic bag, you just put it up in your back pocket and hardly ever use it. But every once in a while someone else needs it. That's who needs it, someone else. Say, with a nephew or something, and say, oh my goodness, I have to poop right now. Do you got any tissue? They call it tissue. You got any tissue? Yeah. That's right here in my pocket. There you go. One time, this is cool. This is a cool story. One time I come out of the CR at the mall, and there's a guy. He's running out. He said, oh no, they don't have any tissue, because they never do. You got to bring your own. This is the Philippines, see. Sometimes you got to bring your own plumbing. They don't necessarily have working plumbing in the mall either. They do in the big cities, but I don't live in a big city. I live in a city that's lucky to have a mall, kind of lucky. Depending on how you feel about malls, but this guy comes running out. He's just Filipino. Oh no, there's no toilet paper. I don't know what it made him think there's going to be any tissue. they don't have any. They don't provide it. You need to be equipped if you leave the house. And I'm an old man, so I'm always equipped. But since I cured constipation, I never need it anymore. It's like I just don't leave the house till it happens, you know what I mean? If it don't happen by like 10 or 11 in the morning, it ain't going to, not till tomorrow. But I cured constipation. It happens almost every day. I'd say maybe 6 to 10 days in a whole entire year when nothing happens. So go look at that movie on how I cured constipation in one day by making my own kefir. This guy runs out of the sea. Oh no, there's no tissue. And he's going to run to the grocery store, which is practically half a mile away because it's not a very good mall. They don't have a lot of comfort rooms all over the place like they should. Yeah, and I could just imagine what he's thinking. I'm going to have to go to the grocery store. I'm going to have to find a toilet paper. I'm going to have to stand in line and pay for it. Oh, geez, I felt so sorry for him. I said, hey, get over here. I took the tissue out of my pocket. It's in a nice, clean plastic bag. I said, here you go. Limpio knee. That means this is clean. It's new. It's fresh, new toilet paper. I handed it to him. I saw there's a look of joy on his face. Like this makes me want to cry. So anyhow, yeah. TP is stupid, and you should remodel your bathroom and make it a proper comfort room. This here's Professor UD Guru coming to you from southern Mindanao in the Philippines. I'll talk to you next time. I promise I'm not going to talk about poop next time. Okay, bye.